I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. It's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticket.com.
Hi, story. Every conversation can make a big impact. Of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life.
Been in recovery more than 30 years now. That hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
From recruiting to what you saw on the field, what you heard in post-game, what grade do you give Nebraska the spring game weekend?
It's an A. It really is an A. I don't think Nebraska football has been in this good of a position trajectory-wise for a long time. Like that's a strong statement.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at the ticket. FM.net, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is The Deep End with Nebraska diver Reagan Hinzig and Nebraska swimmer Madison Ronquillo on 93.7ticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weekends. I am Harrison Arnott running the board. We have hosts from Nebraska Swim and Dive Team, Reagan Hinsey and Madison Ronquillo, as always. We got a full show ahead going all the way up until 12, and then we'll still have the breeze from noon to 1. No Haas today, but we're going to have a special guest. Sam Hoiberg is going to be hopping in here. So we'll have Sam Hoiberg, DP, and me talking NBA playoffs here. So plenty to come ahead here on these Ticket Weekends. But we do have Madison and Reagan in here now. I know I was talking to you guys over the break. It's been a little busy. But how you guys doing?
Good.
Stress-wise, good?
Eh. It's okay.
Okay. I know you got a busy project that you're a little worried about, or you got to do some memorization.
Yeah.
Coming up on Tuesday here.
Yeah, and I have a master class tonight.
Oh, you have a master class tonight?
Yeah.
Ooh, what time is that?
From 4 to 6.
4 to 6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you got a busy day yet?
Oh, yeah. And then after that, I have rehearsal from 6 to 9:30.
Is your school schedule just still pretty? Is it going to be loaded for a while yet? Or?
Oh yeah, like so, the last 3 weeks. Like I'm usually stressed, but like the last 3 weeks is where everything hit the fan. Like you look like a chicken with your head off for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, getting ready for finals and everything.
Yeah.
Do you get any nice breaks at least? Where like kind of like your what do you call it? Your dead week?
No.
That
dead
is
week
tough.
Is a myth.
It depends on if your classes line up, but rarely they do. One year I did have it where they actually lined up and I had a full week where I was only studying, but most of the times I have a few finals mixed in on my quote unquote dead week.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm done with that now, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my head, dead week doesn't exist. Like it was nice. I think my freshman year, first semester, I had it, and then ever since then, it's like nope, test or we still have class because we still have new information to learn for the final.
Oh, that's the worst when you're learning new information all the way up until like that class, and then the next class is the final.
Yeah,
and you have like 2 days till.
Yeah,
that's really depressing.
We do have one. This is a little unrelated, but just a quick answer from James Rowland. He said, someone last night told me that the ticket is launching a racing show on Sundays. Any truth to this? Yeah, absolutely. I have Mike Melby. He's going to be starting the racing show. That's going to be Sunday night. So we'll have a 4-hour block now as well. So again, Ticket Weekends is just getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, we will have a racing show, James, that will take place, I think, pretty quick here, maybe even tonight. I'll have to double check on that one. But yeah, that'll be Mike Melby doing the roof for that. Do you guys ever get into racing? NASCAR?
Oh, no.
No.
I think I think I just hate the technique that goes into it. I don't know anything.
What about F1?
No.
It's pretty. If you watch the F1 documentary on Netflix, you'll get hooked pretty quick.
Really?
It's really good. It's very political, like in the way with all these brands and how they act, and it's just, I mean, you're looking at like Ferrari, and then you're supposed to be the best, and then you just kind of keep going through all these brands, and they're all competing to make the best possible vehicle. And I mean, F1 is just a terrifying. I can never drive one of those things.
Yeah.
The amount of speed
That's
you
like
get.
the long skinny car,
Yeah,
right?
the long
Okay.
skinny ones where like they just go.
Yeah.
Could you guys ever drive something like that?
Nope. Not at that
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah, I'm not that big of an adrenaline
maybe
junkie.
like in a school zone, yeah.
Do you guys consider racing as
We were talking about this at trading table. What is a sport? I think there's two ways you can think of it. You can think of a sport as in like really, really skilled, detailed
Mhm.
kind of sport, and then there's also like the endurance, like straight strength
Yeah.
sport. So I don't know.
I think I lean on it
I think I
being
do.
a
I think
sport
it is.
because it's less, maybe like less physical. I mean, your reaction time, like not everyone can be the best driver.
Mhm.
Like it's not just about the car. There's certain guys that just have a knack for it.
Yeah. I mean, my thought process is like all the work that goes into like the person before they even get in the car.
Yeah, that's a good point as well.
Mhm.
Like they got to be. I don't know how you would what workouts you'd be doing. Probably a lot of neck workouts for your neck. Because I mean, you got to be thinking you're hitting those turns so fast over and over again.
Well, I mean, then they gotta be in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like they gotta fit in those cars.
That's true. You're not going to see a lot of like 300-pound drivers. It's not going to work. It's too
Yeah.
much weight.
Well, I don't know where I heard this from. Maybe it was like a commercial or something. But they were like, yeah, there's a weight limit. Like you have to fit in this category. So like they have to work for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And from James, he said he's excited. He says Mike is a legend in the area, and yeah, I agree. He's going to be awesome for that show. And he says, I encourage you guys to check out Nebraska local racing. Racing is the second only to Husker Athletics for tourism in the state. Check out Eagle Raceway on Saturday nights. I have known some friends that have gone to Eagle Raceway. I haven't gone myself, but I mean, I have to be there live. I think that would take it up a notch for me.
Yeah, and like hearing the cars.
Yeah, because a part of it is just like hearing all the engines, and like even if you're not aggressive.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to horse racing at all?
Yes.
How was that experience? That's something I haven't done, but I really, really want to.
It wasn't anything like big because there's a big horse racing stadium or like the county fair, I think it is, in back home in California.
Okay.
And they have a track. So like we like sat down and like watched like a couple races, but I think the most interesting part to me was all the math that went into the betting.
Yeah, if you're not gambling, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But it's always funny seeing everyone, they all whip out the books and they all act like they know what they're
Mhm.
talking about. But it'd be super fun. I don't want to go just to throw a little bit of money around just for fun. 'Cause I feel like when you're watching horse racing, that's kind of what it's about.
Yeah.
Like the gambling's pretty prevalent. Not to promote gambling. If you don't have the money, don't gamble, but it's probably a good time.
I think I would look forward to like if I went to like the Kentucky Derby, just seeing all the hats that the ladies wear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah, who won the Triple Crown last? American Pharaoh? Was that the name?
Oh, I have no idea.
I think so. I think it was the Black Horse. Text line help me out. 402-464-565. Who was the last Triple Crown winner? I think it was American Pharaoh. It was just like a jet black horse. It was crazy. That's one I always get excited for. When you actually have a horse that's like on the verge of winning Triple Crown. It's just insane.
Yeah, the only horse I know is Secretariat.
Secretariat.
From the movie.
What about Seabiscuit?
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Which one's Seabiscuit?
A different horse? I had to read.
Is that a racing horse as well?
Yeah,
Is that like historically true?
I'm pretty sure I had to read
Okay.
it for school in like high school.
It probably is. I just remember Secretariat as well. Seabiscuit I remember, but I remember if it was fake or like
No, I'm pretty
based
sure
on
it was
historical
real.
events. Yeah, but I know Secretariat, like when they did the autopsy after it died, like its heart was like 3 times the size as a normal horse. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, This is why you were so good. Like, its endurance is just like you couldn't rival it. Like today, we always talk about GOATs, like greatest athletes of all time. Like throw Secretariat as DOG. Like you can't
Throw him in there.
The thing is hard 3 times the size, and then just dominated. Just changed the way we saw horse racing.
Speaking of goats, Simone Biles got married.
Did she really?
I'm pretty sure.
I believe it. Too. Do you know who?
He's a football player.
He's on the Houston Texans.
I'm trying to think who that would be. You pulling it up right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan Owens.
Okay, that's gonna be one heck of an athletic kid. Simone Biles is an insane athlete herself.
Yeah.
That's if there's people that don't like watching like women's sports, like you just have to watch people like Simone Biles, and you're like, okay, I can see why.
Yeah.
It's just the way she dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she got married on April 22nd.
Oh, so it's pretty recent. Just happened.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to Simone Biles. I actually like Simone Biles. There's a little time period in there where people were, I can't remember why people were upset with her.
It was because she. She had to step out of.
Are you crocheting wire?
She had to out of the Olympic all around finals
for mental health reasons.
Oh yeah.
She like got lost in one of her vaults, and then like that I don't know, that like just messed with her head, and then she like couldn't compete. Twisties, yeah, there you go.
Which are a very real thing.
I was gonna say that's a real thing though. I still can't understand why people are super upset. I guess some people just want you to compete through anything, and they'll just get mad.
Well, I think people were mad. From what I remember, I think people were mad that she went and took somebody else's spot to drop the day before competition, which like it wasn't her, like that wasn't her intention.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like if like I consider that's unfortunate, but again, like that wasn't her goal. She wasn't going in there like I'm gonna go take this and then not compete.
Yeah, because there's definitely people that do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
And the twisties are a real thing.
yes, very much so.
Mhm.
They're terrifying.
Have you gotten them?
Oh yeah.
When was the last time you got a case of the twisties?
Oh, I don't get them very often, but like it's really hard. Usually when we work twisters, we like work our way up.
Mm-hmm.
So like for back twister, it'd be like back half, back 1.5, back 2.5, and then gainer half, gainer 1.5, gainer 2.5. It'd be like him asking me to go from back 2.5 twist to back half, or back 2.5 twist to gainer 1.5 twist. It's like really hard to work your way down.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
I get lost when I have to try to my way back down.
What gets you through it eventually?
We just move on and go work on it a different. Yeah.
It's just like you gotta take a mental gap, otherwise you're just gonna keep doing it wrong. That's interesting. I suppose though that makes sense though, because once you get in that mindset, you're not gonna be able to do it right, and then you're just gonna be nailing in bad habits.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. But again, I'd never had any problems with Simone Biles sitting it out. That's one I never got. I think we got in such a point too where we're very willing to cancel people on a whim's notice.
Mm-hmm.
Just takes like one thing and everyone's like, oh, she's out. I don't like her anymore. And it's like if you listen to Simone Biles, everything she says, like overall she's a great person.
Mhm.
Kind of same thing for Patrick Mahomes when he got canceled for a little bit for something he said. And it's like just these athletes are all really nice people. If you listen to them, just take out one comment and you guys wouldn't be the same reaction anymore.
Yeah, I think social media doesn't help with that either, because like on TikTok, I know specifically, like they'll shift the comments that are more popular to the top. So you only see the most popular ones, and those tend to be the most negative. And then you suddenly think, oh, that's what everyone's thinking. So
Social media's got a bad problem with that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you fix that. Because like you said, the person that says the craziest thing is going to get a lot of response.
Mhm.
Even if people are telling them they're wrong, that's still going to surface to the top.
Mhm.
We just had Fitness Fanatics, and they brought on some people. And they're basically talking mental health, and it was all good stuff today. You guys are experiencing it, I'm sure, hitting like all new highs seems across the board, especially for the youth.
Mhm.
You know, do you guys see that? You know, at all in college? Obviously, at this point, you're done competing, but while you were competing, have you noticed like anxiety continue to just be a problem for a lot of student athletes?
I mean, I struggle with it. So
Do you?
yeah. So it's just like I don't. It's just a battle with yourself
Mhm.
because your thoughts are like, you can't do this.
Have you ever talked to people about it, or is your best routine to go through it yourself?
I'm very much I like to keep it to myself person,
Mhm.
but I've used Sports Psych, so
Okay.
I don't know if that's what you mean by talking to people, but like
Yeah, just, I know for a lot of people, they don't wanna talk about it 'cause it's embarrassing. They don't want people to think of them that way, but for not everyone, some people can just go through it and figure out it's something they need to fix on their own. Other people, I think they really do just need to talk to someone. They think they're embarrassed about it, so that's kinda what I mean.
Yeah, I've gone to Sports Psych about it, but I'm very much one of those people that, like, I don't want not necessarily I don't want people to know I'm struggling, but, like, I don't want my problems to put to be a burden on somebody else.
You don't want other people to worry.
Yeah.
That makes sense 'cause I mean, with anxiety, I'm lucky to be a person that I haven't, like, struggled too much with it, but I have brothers that have, and, yeah, they just have days where they just shut down, and like, they don't wanna talk about anything, and they're hoping tomorrow will be with anxiety.
Personally, thankfully, no, not much, but I've definitely seen other people, like, on other teams and, like, our team,
Mhm.
and everyone it's interesting how everyone has their own way of dealing with it, and it's not until you get to know that person that you can actually pick up the signs so that you can kind of, like, encourage them when they ask for it and when they need it. But yeah, like, our team has also worked with Sports Psych quite a few times too, where they kinda give us some, like, coping mechanisms or some
Yeah.
exercises to kind of practice on our own, but then also a lot of it too was preventative stuff to kinda know, like, when you are getting, like, mentally exhausted and knowing when to take a break and not just, like, kinda power through until you do hit that wall,
Mhm.
suddenly like, "Oh, man, this is a little bit too much." So
I believe the case with most student athletes that do have anxiety is, like, they just keep pushing, pushing, and pushing, and then one day it just falls apart. Because I mean, I've known you well enough now to know go through you're just looking at your schedule, I get a headache. Like, it's
Me too,
and I'm
man.
not partaking in any of it. So how do you kinda deal with that? You got a lot on your plate, but you've been doing it for a while now, so you know it's possible. But how do you kinda get through those moments where you maybe have a little bit of panic seeing, your schedule lay out in front of you?
Um, it's not necessarily the schedule, it's the workload,
Mhm.
especially, like, my foreign language class, my French class, I have assignments due every day and stuff like that, so it's just, like it was really for me, it was really, really, really learning how to time manage because I need sometimes I'm just gonna need those days where nothing happens, like, I, like, barely get out of bed.
Mhm.
I need those days, so I have to plan around, like, what assignments I have to get done each day so that I could have, like, the days where I'm not doing homework every day, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
you guys definitely probably do just need a day off.
Yeah, because that's the most stressful part. Yes, I do have 10 class I'm in class basically all day, but, like,
Mhm.
it's necessarily that stresses me out. It's, like, all the projects and all the presentations and all the tests and stuff like that, that just, like, kinda sneak up on you looking at if you're not, like, looking at it from, like, a bird's eye view.
Yeah, and the worst part is if you don't look at it, it just builds up more stress. If you're like that's always my biggest problem is, like, when I do get a day off, it's like, "Okay, I know I don't have to do anything, but I'm still freaking out." My
Yeah.
phone goes off, I get a phone call, I'm always thinking it's work,
Mm.
even though I'm not scheduled to work that day. Like, does it ever go through that where you're just, like, paranoid that phone calls, messages, even when you're off, you're just like, "It's probably more work I gotta do."
Oh, yeah, totally, especially with being done with swimming and suddenly having an extra 20
Yeah.
hours in my week. I'm like, there's been times where you ever get, like, the Sunday scaries?
Yes.
So, the first, like, Sunday that it hit or the first Sunday after Big Tens, I remember sitting there, like, on the couch thinking, "Oh, man, I gotta wake up tomorrow," like or just, like, that sudden, like, like, "I gotta wake up tomorrow, I gotta make sure I get to bed on time. Did I eat, like, a big enough dinner?" And then I'm like, "Wait, no, I don't. I don't have to do anything." So, I've definitely felt that where, like,
Mhm.
you have nothing. I know I have nothing, but
There's still something.
there's still something that I, like, either should be doing or that I could get ahead on or, like, just for the sake of, like, not wasting time. Like,
Mhm.
do I really need to be sitting here doing nothing? The answer should be yes, but, like,
It
sometimes
just feels unproductive.
Yes.
And you're like, "If I'm unproductive now, then I'm gonna be unproductive later," and it's just like a domino effect.
Yeah, worried about building that habit of being unproductive.
Yeah.
Especially, again,
Mhm.
like with you guys are just like most student athletes, feels like they go all the time. So I'd imagine a day in bed just feels weird.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine that sits well. Even if you've done everything you're supposed to, you're a 4.0 student and you're killing it.
Mhm.
You have a day off, and you're just like, I've been in my bed too long.
Mhm.
Which I wish I could have been an athlete, but the more I talk to you guys, it's like, oh, that's a lot of work. you guys don't get a lot of breaks. Have you
Mhm.
guys picked up anything else like different now that you have so much time off, especially you, Madison?
Not really. I mean, the biggest like craft that I've been working on is decorating my grad cap.
Okay.
So, I mean, you count that as picking up something.
Arts and crafts. That
Arts and
counts.
crafts.
Throw it in there.
Yeah.
What are you decorating it with?
So I decided to go with the most difficult design I could possibly find to fill my dive, and I ended up bedazzling the the Huskers logo, like the word Huskers
Yep.
in the logo. I decided to bedazzle it and move each individual like jewel into shape. I'll show
Oh
you a
my
picture.
goodness. What's
It's
your
gonna be a long
Are you
project.
done yet?
No.
What's the progress?
The progress is I have the whole red one now. I'm just lining it with like white.
Okay.
It's about 50%.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea. Decorate the cap.
Mhm.
Nice little memoir down
Yeah.
the road.
Yeah.
You just decide that one day because you're bored, or because you're like, oh, this would be cool.
Because I was bored.
Abby Napton decorated her cap with all of her parking tickets.
That's genius. There's one thing about linking. You're gonna get a few parking tickets, and
Yeah,
if you
there's
don't
one-
pay for the student parking,
There's one sitting in my car right now.
is it paid?
No, I got it yesterday.
Were we
Not
parked
gonna lie,
downtown?
when I moved your car earlier this morning, I saw it on your dashboard. I said, "Oops, you got a ticket."
Okay, but it was just downtown, so it wasn't on campus. So it wasn't $40. It's
Okay.
just $10, and I
That's
can do
nice.
that.
Yeah, you can live with 10.
Yeah.
What's it jump up to after a week if you don't pay it? Is it-
25.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always did that. I never paid for the UNL parking, and I just used meters because I was like, even if I get 3-4 tickets, I'm still saving money.
Yeah.
Which is just something Lincoln has had problems with whoever is parking.
Yeah. Well, now they're doing construction on the music building,
Mhm.
and they took away the faculty parking because that's where they're doing the construction. And so now the faculty has to pay for parking too.
That is a bummer.
That's mean.
Yeah, they're not happy about it.
I wouldn't be too happy.
Mm-mm.
Be like, that's tough. It's just something I feel like in hindsight they didn't really prepare for very well.
Mm-mm.
With the main road coming through downtown as well, not enough parking garages. Like we just need a few more parking garages and it'd be fine. But it's expensive to build and it takes a long time.
Yeah.
How many tickets do you guys think have you racked up total since being in Lincoln?
Like price wise or just number of tickets?
Just number. I
Mm.
think I probably ended my career with 3, all just from parking at meters and the meter ran out.
3.
I didn't do too bad.
I was gonna say close for me, closer to like 10.
Oh, I think this is like my second.
Oh, well, I've always paid them on time, but like for some reason they just always get me when it's like it had just like ran out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, like you're waiting for it for like 2 hours, and the movie runs long.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like that 15-minute window, and they're like, "Oh, ticket."
They're looking at the movie times and like, yeah, these guys don't know.
Yeah. I've also forgotten to like put the re-registration tickets on my car. So I've
Oh.
gotten those tickets like twice. And those are like, but, like
Yeah,
I appealed it, but
what's it called? You talking about the stickers that you
Yeah.
put on your
Yeah, the
yeah
little-
expired.
Mhm.
That is expensive. That happened to me one time, and I had the I'm blanking on what do you call them? The stickers, but what do you actually call those stickers?
Is it just registration tag?
Yeah, registered
Tags.
There you go. It's your
Tags.
tags.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reagan.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I had the tags in my middle console, and I was gonna put them on that morning. Forgot about it. Went downtown to grab a donut at what's it called what's Hertz. Yep, went down there. Literally 5 minutes. Come back. Big fat ticket, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so mad at myself because yeah, it was my fault. They were expired, but I literally had them in my car.
Mm.
So I probably could have appealed it, but it didn't go that far.
I appreciate the fact that you don't have to pay the meter after 6 p.m.
Yes, that is
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
Because that is always there's certain places where like I'll go park and I'm like, do I really gotta pay? I'm the only car here. Like who am I why is this reserved at all? It's 2 a.m. Why am I paying for a meter? But in
Mm.
Lincoln I feel like we don't have any meters that go that late. Maybe
Yeah.
downtown.
No, I think they all shut off at
All
6.
of them are 6.
And then you don't have to pay on Sundays either, I don't think.
Yeah, no, Sundays you don't have to pay them, which is also nice. So hopefully the parking gets figured out. I think they are building another parking garage downtown too.
Where they tore down that giant building.
Yeah.
What are they going to build there? Is that the garage? Because they're building a parking garage like across from Barry's. It looks like that one might be.
I
close
thought
to
those
being
were
done already.
apartments.
Yeah, those are apartments.
I thought that was the garage.
No.
No.
I mean, there
So-
might be a garage like deep underneath.
Yeah,
for the
probably for
apartments.
the apartments though.
Yeah.
I wonder if, where Gold's Gym was. I wonder if that's going to be a new parking garage.
I should look at that. That's taken a long time though, but it's kind of cool driving downtown every time I drive past it to see how much more they've knocked off. That'd
It's
be a
completely
nerve-
gone now.
It is. They got it all level.
Like it's not level, but like it's not a building.
Just all dust and big
Yeah,
pile.
debris. Yeah.
That'd be a nerve-wracking job, being the guy that has to take those down, the demo guy.
Well, there's a bus stop right there too.
Mhm.
So I'd like if I was waiting for the bus, I'd just turn around and watch it all fall. And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna turn back around because I'm gonna get something in my eye." But
With that being said, though, we are up to our first break. Again, you guys can join the show on the Sutter Heyman text line 402-464-5685, as well as streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and Allo channel 951. Tons of ways to reach us. But I'm Harrison Arns. That's Reagan and Madison across the table. We'll be back right after.
For the next level of support, Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more time, parts and service are in the field. Our sales, precision ag, service teams are serve you. Visit your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mix Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical, and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginnings in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa,
That's a lot of pizza, just one.
Alexa, just stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life.
I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, this station.
This is how we do every day. Grinding, and if you wanna come and
Turn off your music. Their music is your music. Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's fly again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for. Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Casters Association and this station.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You taught me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip, check it in the morning.
And 1 and 2. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down. Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources Services Administration.
Our lives only have so much time. But if you smoke, you have less. Your life could be 10 years shorter. And the time you do have is often filled with health problems. Shortness of breath, asthma, COPD, and cancer. The minute you quit, your body starts healing.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8668. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to the deep end with Reagan and Madison on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weekends. This is the Deep End. I'm Harrison Arns, pushing the ones and twos, and we have hosts Reagan and Madison here as always. I went over the last break, talked about a lot of things, mental health, horse race, everything in between, a little bit all over the place. But nonetheless, we still got these guys in here. And again, if you want to join the show, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685, as well as streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and Allo channel 951 as well. But I think for this break, we're going to start here with some highs and lows. You guys look like you both had some pretty good. Madison, not so much. You're finally finding some recreational time, which is a nice change for you, I'm sure. You want to start?
Do you have any in mind?
I have my high.
Okay, I have my low.
I'll do my high, you do your low, and then I'll do my low.
Okay.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Oh, sorry. Okay. I forgot what I said right after I said it. So my high is so the Lincoln Fire Department invited student athletes to come out and do a career day. And so that happened yesterday. And we got to go out to their training center over on South Street. And it was so cool. It was so, gave us like our own gear, like pants, jacket, helmet, gloves. We got to put it on. We got to do a couple like exercises. We did a workout with them. And then we got to like use the hose with like actual water coming out of it and do like a little competition. It was a really good group because it was 4 swimmers. So me, JoJo, Cece, and Madison Lloyd, and then 4 gymnasts. So yeah.
How long did that take?
It went from like 9:30 to like 2:30.
Oh, that would be a good time.
Yeah.
So you were wearing like the full fireman outfit?
Mm-hmm.
Would you good fire, you think? Is that stuff? I'd imagine that's pretty heavy once you got it all on.
Well, I wouldn't say it was heavy. It more so just felt like I put on like my snow jacket and pants. But picking up the air canister that they got to wear, and then just imagining having to carry that and climb up the stairs in a house that's on fire. Like I was sweating just using the hose.
Oh, really?
I couldn't imagine how much hotter it is actually in a burning building or during the summer, because we lucked out with really great weather yesterday. So I wasn't sweating because of the weather. I was just sweating because of the actual hose, and like it was hard.
That's a good point. You're in a building that's on fire. It's a furnace in there.
Yeah, and I don't
That'd
do
be
good
so
with
hot.
sweating. That's why I was a swimmer. So. But yeah, that was my high.
How fast you put out the fire?
No,
efficient?
it wasn't actually a fire. It was a cone.
Oh,
so we had to
okay.
like spray and like knock it down, and then we were in teams of 4. So the first person would like spray it down, and then all 4 would like run to like pull the hose at the next point, and then you knock down another cone, and then another.
You guys ever do those drills when you were younger where they have like fire teams come in there and they like pull a trailer and it's like a simulation of a fire and you all climb on the floor and then you all climb out the window?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
That's kind of what it was kind of like that, or no, way more?
Way more like what they actually do.
Okay. So you're not learning about how to get out of a fire. You're learning about what the firefighter does to stop the fire.
Yes, and
Okay.
like what kind of exercises they do. Like we did like a search and rescue scenario where we went into a room, but we had our eyes closed, and then we practiced how they would maneuver around the room because like you can't see anything with the smoke,
Mhm.
and you had to like find the little infant mannequin that they had. So, yeah.
That actually does sound like a fun time.
Mhm.
Shout out to the firefighters because that is something
Yes.
that's one I've never understood. I mean, I'm very grateful that people do want to do that, but I'm like, no way. You got to put on all that stuff, go into a burning building. I don't know what's
Mhm.
going to come down.
Mm.
It's takes some courage, put it that way.
Yes.
Shout out to the firefighters as a job that I don't want to do, and I'm super glad that there's people that do want to do that, care for the community. Nice
Mhm.
long session too.
Yeah.
And it went all day.
Mhm.
But Reagan, what about you? You got a high?
Yeah, I thought about I finally thought about my high. So this past week in school, there was this lady that was giving a lecture recital on Thursday. So
Mhm.
like she talked about people for a little bit and then people sing the music that she was talking about for a little bit. And she's from Ukraine.
Okay.
And I met with her before she came to Lincoln on Zoom because I had a Ukrainian piece and she was teaching how to like how it is pronounced and like get those sounds. And so then I was in the lecture recital on Thursday and I sang for all the grad students and it went really well. So that's my high for the week.
Are you getting pretty comfortable now, just singing publicly?
I wouldn't say comfortable yet,
Okay.
but I'm not like if somebody asks me to sing on the fly, like just in general, but like if somebody's like Reagan if somebody in the school of music is like Reagan, can you sing this for me this date? I'll be like, yeah, sure.
So it's
I'm-
definitely you've gotten more comfortable, but still not.
I
can break out in a song in public anywhere.
yeah, I think I've gotten more confident on stage too.
How's the movement? I know last week we talked
We're
about
working
that.
on it. I had the lesson yesterday at 11 to run all I'm offering for the masterclass today, and she was basically like, "I want to tell you that it's too much," and I was like, "Okay." So that means like I had to like just, and she was like, "I didn't tell you it was too much," and I'm like, "But I'm trying," and she was like, "It's better. It's definitely better, but like I want it tacky." To like I want it so then we know when to like pump the brakes and stuff.
Yeah,
So we
because
work-
you probably won't go all out like that when you're actually performing.
Yeah.
You'll probably naturally do a little bit less.
Yeah.
How do you practice something like that?
Well, you have to know what you're singing about.
Mhm.
So a lot of the songs are like my German piece is just like rest peacefully, my beloved. Like it's just like it's like she's watching him sleep, which is kind of creepy, not gonna lie. But she's just like swooning over him. And so the hard part about that is like there's no character arc, so you have to make your own. So like there's parts like it's a rondo form, which makes no sense to non-music people, but it basically goes A section, B section, A section, C section, A section.
Okay, thank you for telling me I was one of those people.
Yeah. And like she was like, so what are you going to think about during those B and C sections? Because the A section is like, oh, he's so lovely.
The
yada,
swooning
yada.
part.
Yeah. So she was like, once you think of like the external forces that could drive you to a part in the B section. So like fear.
Mhm.
And then in the C section, maybe there's another girl. So you're like jealous. And so she was just like, you have to convey that on your face because you can't say it.
So it's all just about the face and like understanding the story, and you don't want to have like the swooning eyes when she's talking about being scared.
Yes. And I'm also really nervous about like the person in the masterclass being like, what does this word specifically mean?
Hmm.
Because like I know the general translation, but I don't know the literal translation.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of those translations can get sticky. You'll read some books that are translated into English and they're repetitive because they don't have a word that necessarily matches
Yeah.
what they're describing.
Well, like my French piece is 3 stanzas of words long. So it's got a lot of words in it. And I'm like, I know what this is about generally, but I'm scared she's going to be like, what does penna mean? And I'm going to be like, I don't know. Like I'm in French right now, but I'm in French 1 or French 2. Like I know what water is, but that's about it. So I'm nervous for that, but it'll be okay.
Yeah, I think you could. Hey, and like you said, you're getting better at it. And once you understand songs better, I feel like that'd just be the hardest. It's trying to figure out, like you said, that you have to make your own character arc. That's difficult. To get that part down should be, I'd imagine, a lot easier. It's probably the most challenging part, right?
Yeah, it's not as much as people think it's the words. She's like, I don't want this to be like, oh, do I have this part memorized? Like, I don't want the words to be in the back of your mind. I just want you to kind of be on autopilot with those so you can do more with the character.
That's good to know. The more you know, the music industry. I don't think about like as much as that stuff, but it does make a lot of sense. Like, especially if you're a big fan of that song, and I'm watching, someone who's like, why does she look happy when she's talking about, her beloved dying? It throw you off if you're looking that deep into it.
Imagine if you go to an opera
Mhm.
and it's in a different language.
Yeah.
Like, if obviously there are subtitles, but like, let's say you don't want to read it while you're watching opera. Like, you're gonna have to know what's going on the surroundings
Mhm.
and based on what the characters are doing. So
That's a good point. That's what makes a good Broadway person, I suppose. They master that kind of art form. What about lows?
sorry, I went on a rant for a little bit.
No, that was a good rant.
You're good.
I'm always interested in that stuff because it's a world that I feel like not very many people, including me. So no, that wasn't a rant. That was a good rant.
No, I always feel like I learn something from you every time I talk to you. I don't really have a low. Today was a pretty good week.
What's the second high then? That's nothing wrong with that and having a low.
Second high, probably working on my grad cap. Because I like
You're really taking pride in that.
I've put hours into this
How
thing.
many hours do you think?
Okay, well, here's some context. This week I watched the new limited series on Netflix, The Diplomat.
Okay, is it good? We don't have to dive into it, but I was
It's really
curious.
good. It's really good. If you like political stuff,
I'll put it on the list.
but every episode is 45 minutes. There's 8 episodes. I only watched it while I worked on my grad cap.
And you finished it?
No.
Oh.
How
Wait,
many-
no, I finished The Diplomat, not the cap.
Okay, so you're telling us you're over 8 hours probably.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. But I realized I really like doing the detailed stuff because I've also really paint by numbers. Like
paint by
the
numbers
big
are so
ones,
fun.
The big ones and like the little tiny dot. Yeah, I have like 5 of them hanging in my room.
When I'm bored in class, I have a color by number on my iPad. And when I'm bored in class, I just color by number.
You did do what you got to do to get through it. I bet that's gonna be easy though to tell where Madison's at graduation day. Who's got the nicest cap out there? It's just gonna be
Exactly.
But then, if you got it bedazzled, I think it's gonna be sparkling. You're gonna be
You're
in
gonna
out.
be good people if it's sunny outside.
Yep.
Where's Madison? Look at the lens flare.
Try to take a picture of me. You can't. You just can't.
Get the flashback. It's all on the top, maybe if you tilt it back enough.
Yeah, I'll put it back of my head, like back here instead of like.
Are you pretty excited? Are you a little nervous knowing that's coming down? Or are you like, I am so done?
I'm ready.
You're ready.
I'm ready.
I feel like I don't know too many people that are on the way out of college that are like, high school, it's a little different. It's like, this is the last time, guys. College, it's
Mm.
like, see ya.
Yeah.
I saw on TikTok the other day and I was like, nobody prepares you for like the list of lasts that come your last week of college. And like
Mhm.
she was like bawling. And I was like,
Oh.
I feel like nobody I know that's graduating is like necessarily at that point yet or feeling that way.
Yeah, I feel like our last 2 were kind of spread out. Like we had
Yeah.
our last Big Ten, had our last night of the league.
School meet,
Like,
all that jazz.
it'd be something different if our season ended in May. Like,
Yeah.
then that'd probably be a little bit too much.
Yeah,
'cause,
you
like,
guys are getting good at the goodbyes already.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the goodbyes, but you've had a lot of end already.
Yes, and I
Mhm.
and kind of say, yeah.
Probably just what these next weeks.
Mhm.
I've been on top of my schoolwork, but I have a 12-page paper that I need to write. So that's nerve-wracking. Oh, another high. I basically interviewed a really famous contemporary composer.
Yeah, that would be a high.
That's a high.
Who was it?
Her name's Lori Laitman.
Okay.
I'm doing my paper on her. That's what made me think about it. So for my class, it's centered around being more about female and Black composers, because really a lot of people only know like Beethoven, Mozart, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my papers on how the traditional education system known today has influenced writing in people, like in women composers. So I have Amy Beach, who was born in like I think late 1800s, early 1900s, and then I have Lori Lehman, who's still alive, and I'm comparing their education routes and like how like their style of composition has evolved through that. So then I emailed her, and I was like, "Hi, it would be great if I could like Zoom with you and stuff like that, and like interview you." And she was like, "Zoom doesn't really work great for my schedule, but like if you would email me those questions, like I'd love to chat with you."
Oh, so she
And
really just got back to you right away.
she got back to me within a day, and I was freaking out, like I was fangirling, and I wrote the email probably like Wednesday,
Mhm.
and she got back to me on Friday, and I was too scared to open it until like last night.
What would she say? What'd you think?
It was really nice, but it like I wrote like 12 questions.
What were you dope? What were you worried about?
Just like her, I don't know, just like those questions, yeah, not being like sophisticated enough or
Oh,
something.
okay.
But like she wrote back. And it
Oh,
was
that's a
wow.
lengthy. She spent time on that.
Yeah, and
That
I
is a
was
high.
like, she got back to me.
In a week. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
So,
Sounds like you
aw.
got a pretty good start on that paper.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'd be pumped about that. That should be an A+. Hopefully, it's good. But I mean, you got a great.
I got a good reference.
Yeah, you got a good reference. You nailed it there. So now she's gonna be putting it together. But it sounds like you got a pretty good vision on what you want for it.
Yeah.
So at least that's something you probably don't have to worry about too much. I know it's gonna suck to write 12 pages, but got a good start.
It's due on the 12th. So I was like, if I start it on May 1st, then I have 12 whole days to write the paper. So that's just a page a day.
Yeah, and some days you'll be feeling it, and you'll probably knock out 2 pages in a day.
Yeah.
What are your guys' writing styles before we go to break here? Do you guys like to sit down and then just get out as much as you can? Or do you like to do, I'm going to X amount of days, I'm going to write X amount of pages?
I like to kind of like brainstorm, throw all my ideas out, like as rough as it is,
Mhm.
and then take a day break.
That's kind of what I just
Yeah.
type and it's a mess and I don't spell check. And then I
Mhm.
come back and I'm like, okay, I got something here.
Yeah.
I got to clean it up a lot, but
Yeah.
there's something.
I have to take a break or else I start thinking really bad ideas. And then someone else is like, where are you going with this? What do you mean? It looks great. So,
Yeah, I agree. I
mhm.
think it's good to get all of your ideas out, because if I'm if I'm like, oh, I only need to write a page, and I'm in the middle of a thought, I'm like, well, my page is done, and then I just come back to it and read them and be like, what was I talking about? So I think I'll try to get out as much as I can the first day, and then just come back to it and edit it and see what needs fixed the
That's a good
rest of the
system.
time.
'Cause I've had that before where I've done that method and then at the end of it, I literally just changed the title because I've been writing so much. I went off on another tangent, but the other tangent works better. So it's like, okay, let's change the title. But nonetheless, we better throw it a break here. I'm Harrison Arns, pushing the ones and twos. We got Reagan and Madison here from Nebraska Swim and Dive team, all on the deep end right here on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be back right after this break.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtlenut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. How about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. This way you can protect when your loved ones from emergency alerts. Prepare emerging family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sunday on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at Love Has No Labels. You by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Veterans, do you know what local, state, and federal benefits and services you're eligible to receive? Do you want help navigating the application and appeals process? Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. You've served our country, now let us serve you. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Spanarina, our mom who finished diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Amethyst and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me. There are 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and a journey at the same time helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life.
I wanted you to know, from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now, that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, you got any gum?
Yeah, check my backpack.
What's this?
Oh, that's naloxone. It can reverse an opioid overdose. I decided to always keep it on me after my friend almost died. It saved his life.
I'm so sorry. That makes me want to have it with...
You totally should. Check the pharmacy. It was actually easy to get and it's easy to use.
I definitely will. Thanks.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to the deep end with Reagan and Madison on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the deep end here on Ticket Weekends. I am Harrison Arns pushing the ones and twos. We have host Madison and Reagan here as always across the table. We kind of ended the last segment going off highs and lows. Reagan almost forgot one of the big highs.
Probably one of the biggest highs I've ever had ever.
I was going to say,
So,
how starstruck were you?
oh, I was just freaking out that she responded the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was texting my friend in all caps. I was like, Lori responded. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. She
Quickly, too.
responded. Yeah.
Only with days' notice.
Yeah. So I was very very starstruck. So yeah. I was the class that I'm doing this for is like 2 undergrads and 13 grad students. And I walked in and I was talking to the other undergrad and I was like, I haven't responded to my email. And everybody just turned their head and goes, what? And I was like, I wasn't meant for everybody to hear that. But yeah.
That's cool. That's impressive to get
Thanks.
that feedback. That is a good high. But I got a little bit of time here. I guess what have you guys been up to lately? I know like as free time, you guys are kind of looking around. You got a little more stuff to do. Reagan, you're focused on school, but with these few weeks coming up, is there anything you're really looking forward to other than graduation day?
If you ask my mom, she said I should be packing my room.
Oh
Well, you
yeah,
got
my
the coats
parents say
put
that
away,
too. I haven't started.
How much stuff do you guys have? Is it going to be like a big process?
I think it's more than I realize I have.
Yeah, I lived in the basement. I've definitely expanded into the basement.
Are you bringing the skeleton with you? Is that always going to stay with you?
Yes.
Not even hesitation.
No. I told her during one of the breaks, I was like, I just ordered some like coffee tables and like an entertainment center and a mirror. So if you see really big packages on the front door, like don't worry about it. Because I'm trying to get like the big stuff before I move in. Because I don't know, like I was like, when should I start like buying stuff? Because I have to furnish an entire house. So I'm like, when should I start buying stuff? So I think I'm just gonna do like a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
But it might just all sit in the living room if that's cool with you.
Oh, that's cool with me.
Okay, because I don't have enough room in my room for that.
No, you're good. I literally had that same thought yesterday, and I went on a Facebook Marketplace shopping spree. Like, I literally just got a message right now, and I'm buying a plant.
You're buying a plant?
A plant.
Oh my gosh, my new house has hooks on the ceiling, so I plant.
Is there a lot of light coming through the window? It's great.
No, that's great. I'm glad you guys are excited. It's getting springtime, so yeah, you guys can be all in on the gardens. I do like the hanging baskets though. That just always makes like a house with some good greenery is always cozier.
Yes.
What do you guys like to grow? Like peppers or just like flowers, or what do you guys normally grow?
I have succulents that live on our windowsill.
Succulents are nice, easy to take care of.
I like the ones that like you hang and they just like grow down.
Like the vines.
Yeah. But I also want to put a disco ball up, so that's gonna go up too.
The same one? No, that one's staying. Are you
No, that
getting a
one's
new
staying.
disco ball?
I want like just like the silver disco ball that like reflects the light.
Oh, the OG.
Because there's a lot of light in the new house.
So a natural disco ball.
Yeah. Ooh.
Be careful where you put that, because if you got a lot of natural height or light in the house, it's going to be, who knows if it's going to be hitting your eyes when you're trying to watch TV.
That's true.
You get blinded when you watch it.
It's like when we see your grad cap on grad day.
With that being said, though, we do got to wrap it up here. This was the deep end. I'm Harrison pushing the ones and twos. That was Reagan and Madison. And then you guys will be back next week. Yeah, you don't have anything coming up yet. So next week, join again. It's always 11 to noon every Sunday, so you guys will catch them. And again, if you haven't caught all the shows, ticketfm.com. You catch all the podcasts as well as all these morning shows. It's been a masterclass of shows, honestly. Bigger Than the Score was great. Pete brought on some really good guests there. And again, it's just been Sundays are no longer short. There's a lot of ticket content to get on your Sundays. So again, check out ticketfm.com. We'll have it all up there for you. But for now, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you next week.